So we're on?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Angry Teens. Want to do the theme song?
No, you do it.
Okay.
You're always the theme song guy.
Angry Teens. Angry Teens. Yes, we are the Angry Teens.
Jerking off.
Jerking off. Fucking bitches.
Angry teens.
Fuck you. That's how I end it. Okay. So, what are we talking about?
So what's the topic?
Oh, I think we're going to talk about
elementary and middle school?
Elementary and middle school
Since
stories.
we're finally
Yeah.
high schoolers.
Well, so tomorrow's high school, so we thought we'd review our life so far.
I like it.
Just review over what we've done so far.
All the
Life.
shitty things we've done.
Okay, first, I'm going to start with kindergarten story. Hey, you have a kindergarten story?
I have a kindergarten story.
Okay, you can go first.
So, like, I guess...
Oh, wait. First, we should probably say who's here.
Oh, yeah, it's only...
Aaron and Chewy here.
No, Dildo and Chewy.
I don't want to be Dildo. I want to be Aaron.
I'm gonna call you Dildo throughout the video.
You can call me
So,
Dildo.
you're Dildo.
Okay, Dildo is Aaron, but please call me Aaron. Goddamn.
Who are
don't
you
even
telling to call you?
I don't know anybody. I don't know who's calling.
Anyway, so, like, in kindergarten, I had this teacher, Miss Royal, and there was this one girl, Samantha. I guess she had, like, a thing for me, right? And so, like, I figured, oh, she wants to hold my hand, so I'm like, okay, I hold hands with my mom when we go to the store and stuff, so I'm like,
It's not a
okay,
big
it's not a big deal. But then, it comes to clean up time. And you know how you have those, like, cubbies?
Yeah, that was.
Like, I was
Right,
putting my shit away. She was putting her shit away. Then, like, she taps me on the shoulder. I, like, look at her, and then we just start kissing. And then, like, the teacher comes around, and then, like, they call my parents to tell them what happened. And then, like, when when I get home to my dad, he just high fives me, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, what the fuck are you high fiving me?
Your mom was a bit pissed at him for doing that.
My mom didn't really care because she didn't know. He didn't call my dad.
I see how it works.
And then so like my dad just high fived me. I'm like, why the fuck are you high fiving me?
Right, you might well calm down. Probably
Like-
destroying the people's ears.
No, this is a pretty shitty mic.
Oh, okay, so talk about.
when we were over there and I was talking this lad, it picked me up barely.
Anyway, okay, so yeah,
So like,
that's funny.
and like every time, whenever we hang out with any of my mom's friends or anyone, they always bring up that story. Always.
That sucks. You're scarred for life. Okay, I have 3 elementary school kindergarten stories. First one's the first day of school. I remember my mom dropped me out. You know how most people were crying, you know?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I was just sitting there because I didn't really care. I was the youngest, so I didn't really care that
Feel
much.
like, meh.
I was sitting there, I was looking around like, why the fuck are you crying? Why the fuck are you crying? What's wrong? Jesus Christ. I was like all awkward. And there was this one black kid sitting next to me. His name was Emil. Dude,
Emil?
Shut up. My parents used to make fun of his name all the time. Like, hey, it's Emil. What's his brother's name? A lunch? My parents are so mean.
I thought it was
kids.
Emil, not.
It's Emil. It's Emil.
It's Emil.
Emil. It's Emil. It's pronounced like that. Anyway, so Emil,
Feel bad
and he's
for him.
I remember he was sitting next to me. I just looked
Is
at
he
him like,
black?
hey, yeah, he's black. What does that matter? Anyway, so yes, he was black. So I looked at him and I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up?" I was like, "You want to be best friends?" And he looks at me, "Sure." So dude, we became best friends until he left school in 3rd grade. So we were best friends from from kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. It was
Seems
hilarious.
legit.
Yeah, we were actually pretty good friends. We actually made a good choice in friends. It was funny. No, but anyway, so we had what's it called? Wait 1 second.
When you walk up, all you smell is chlorine, huh?
Nice. And bleach. Lots of some bleach. Lots of bleach.
There you go, Mom.
Oh, thank you.
There you come get your food.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
share some soda.
Good night, Micah. Got this one,
De nada.
Gracias. Gracias. Okay, anyway. So Chewy, so yeah, that kid. Wow. Anyway, so Chewy. That kid was, yeah, Emil. He was my best friend just because I asked him. I'll tell you the story later though, but this one kid, he's sat next to me first day of kindergarten. He just, you know. Anyway, I sit down next to him, I look at him, I'm like, hey. He looks at me, hey. I ask him, you want to be best friends? He's like, sure. Best friends until kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, and he left in 3rd grade. Anyway, so other story. Believe it or not, this idiot here, who does not know anything about ladies, a lot of girls used to like me actually, and I literally, you know, like.
Keyword in that sentence is used to.
Yeah, used to. Duh.
Wait,
Sad.
wait. We need to express that. Used to.
Here. For those of you who didn't hear that, I called him a dick. Anyway, so.
No, I thought. Are you the balls then? What's good?
Yeah.
What's it like then, homie?
I just hang. I'm just hanging around. Can I get back to my story? Anyway, so, believe it or not, this is a funny thing. Don't explain why it's funny, but you'll get why it's funny. The first girl I liked, I can't remember what her name was, like Michelle or some crap like that.
Michelle.
Hey, pick up those glasses right there on the floor.
So, but in kindergarten, you used to watch those movies?
What
Let's watch-
glasses?
The cop,
Oh,
the
no
guy
glasses.
with the computer.
They're called cuff glasses.
Your Nina Lizzie should be coming after she comes. We'll go to the get your shorts.
Wait, why is she coming?
So you lend some money.
Why need some money?
You can buy a
Okay.
couple more shorts.
This has been really boring so far.
Continue with the
Anyway,
story, dude. I'm
so,
listening.
she's talking to you. Anyway, so, so there was one girl. You'll get why this is funny. Don't tell them. But this is, her name was Marissa. Wasn't that one, though. It wasn't that. It was a different one. She was blonde. Actually,
Did you like
believe it or
this
not.
one too?
Yeah, I did, for a little bit. Anyway, so, for kindergarten. So, she, I remember,
You wanted that.
we watched those movies around the TV. You'd sit in the dark and you'd just sit there.
Yeah.
Did you used to have kids, like a girl would sit in a boy's lap in kindergarten? Did that used to happen to you guys, or was that just us?
What do you mean?
Was that just us? Where
What do you
you're watching movies and a girl, literally, the girl, like the boys would sit crisscross, hot sauce, like they said, against the bookcase, and the girl, literally, they allowed this for some reason, would sit like that, but they'd rest their head in the boy's lap. I don't know why that was allowed.
Dude, I wish that was my kindergarten.
Dude, that actually used to happen to me too.
that would be so sick.
That girl Marissa would sit her head in my lap, and we'd just sit there and watch the movie. It was nothing. Can you believe that?
Getting some action.
Me, at 5
High
years old.
roller at the freaking kindergarten.
Anyway.
Hey.
That was one story in kindergarten. Now I have one more. What was it? It was
So these better not all have
What was
wow.
it? What was it?
I don't know.
remember
You
what it
tell
was.
the story. I'll be back.
Okay, I can't remember what it was though. That's the problem. So it's gonna.
Well, then think of another story.
I can't think of another kindergarten story.
Any grade.
Well, I don't know what to say. So, ass and titties, ass and titties. This is for you, Chewy, when you listen to this later when it's on YouTube. I love you. Ass and titties. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still thinking of a story. I don't know. It's first grade now.
Dude, I remember in
First
I
grade.
think it was either kindergarten or first grade, but when you'd have little trips where people would visit your school.
Mhm.
So this one animal dude, he sounded like that one alligator guy who died. He sounded like
Crikey.
yeah, like that. And so he came. It was from Tempe to. They came. It was so sick, dude. You don't even know. They brought snakes, and the snakes were going around the room while he was talking about stuff.
We used to have a pet snake at our school. And,
Same here.
Yeah. And when it would, you ever seen a snake shit?
Shit.
A snake shit.
You want me to pick it up, babe? Huh?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
What?
It's a long story.
Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
Anyway.
Okay, so, what's it called? Oh, yeah. You ever seen a snake crap?
No.
Okay, well, the snake literally looked, I don't know how to describe it, like white and black, like appeared a giant bird turd, just literally like an egg-sized one, and they just threw it in the side of the tank. And we were all walking by the snake, because everyone would walk by, you walk by the snake 5 times a day in my
Yeah.
class, and we walked by, and we're looking at it eh. I was pointing at the snake turd. It was the most disgusting thing ever. And then one day the snake died in second grade or something.
That's what happened.
And then they said, "Oh, we went on vacation." He went on.
But then in 5th grade, they finally taught me what actually went down. I'm like,
He died.
There's one, babe.
I was like, that just ruined my childhood.
Anyway, so any first grade stories? I'm trying to think of one.
I don't really have any 1st grade on.
I don't think so.
Nothing exciting happened in 1st grade.
Nothing exciting happened in my first grade either. Anyway, so first grade was a boring year then. Second grade was actually pretty fun for me, kind of.
It's like, the 2nd grade, I had this. No, I think it was 1st grade. Either way, it was one of my grades, like in elementary. Her name was Miss Caballero.
First grade.
She could not
Speaking.
speak English to save her life. Yet she was a teacher at school.
Why?
She used to say the words wrong.
She was.
And she was trying to tell me my son couldn't read. I was like, bitch, you can't speak English.
That's hilarious. Why was she allowed to teach?
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, like, the school wasn't gonna let me come back, and like my mom was so mad. Like she went into the school like super mad, like just raging mad, and like yelled at the principal because they weren't like gonna let me in. Remember that?
Funny.
Like she was just. She's like, I released the Kraken.
I wasn't a Kraken.
Yes.
She was the Kraken from the sea.
Here, babe.
I'm trying to think. Trying to
They
think of
have
the
some
story.
cilantro, but nothing crazy.
Second grade.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Second
cilantro.
grade. What happened
Cilantro
in
isn't
second
that bad.
grade?
Okay, babe, there.
Alright.
They're right there.
I don't know. For now, it's while we're thinking, we should have thought of something to do while we're thinking. Because now it's just kind of boring.
That's why I'm playing this.
I'm saying for the people to listen to.
For the people.
For the people.
People want to eat the people.
People. People.
People.
I'm confused. Anyway,
I'll go get my.
so second grade. I can't think of any in second grade. Third grade either. Dude, first, second, and third grade were boring as hell. I don't know. Let's just talk about random stories. Let's not go by grade. No, but so I was in PACE. You know, I was in that
Yeah.
PACE program. PACE is like a for those who don't know, it's a program in
If you're smarticles.
smart.
If you're a super nerd,
Yeah, you're a super nerd, and you get to do other stuff. It's an extra class. You get taken out of your normal class. It's an elementary school. You get taken out of your normal class and you get put into a different class. So we were. I remember I was in that, and one of our units was like a crimes, criminal science unit, where we had to solve this one crime, and at the end of the year we had to make our own crime and have evidence for it, stuff like that, and how it was solved. So I was working hard on mine. Mine was about like these two teens or in
Hard
college.
like a boner.
What?
Were we working hard like a boner?
Yeah, I was working very hard on it. So we always had to make a diorama of our crime scene too. So we had to make like a little version of our crime scene. So I always worked hard because I used to love watching CSI. So this was easy for me. So I got like all this stuff. What's it called?
I still watch it.
My story was about like two teens, and like one of them like ruined his future because he couldn't study for his test, and he killed him in his room, and then he like shot himself to make it look like he not in the head, like in the leg, to seem like he was hurt. And so he what's it called? He told the cops, like, oh no, someone came in and did it, and then they eventually found out that he actually did it. So and the other team was dead. In my diorama, there were two. I had used Lego pieces for bodies, and one was like spread on the floor with blood, like blood trail, like he was crawling behind it, and like the other one was like in the corner, like like sitting like that, blood had coming out. And that was mine. That was my crime scene. It was actually pretty good. I got a B+ on it. You know what the other kids' crimes were?
What?
A stolen recipe for the new Wendy's smoothie thing, or Frosty the Snowman's nose was stolen. Things like that. I was the only person with a gruesome crime. Everyone else had like these little kid crimes. Like, oh, who stole this? Who stole that? Oh, who murdered who murdered one teen and tried to murder the other? It was hilarious. Oh, it was just awful. I told you I had a weird mind when I was younger. I thought of
When you were younger, you still did.
Well, I don't know, but it was more than an average child was. This is kind of normal now. It's still more, but it was actually. I remember one day I wrote a story that in second grade. This is a second grade story. I was in second grade and we had to write a scary story. I was like, oh, can I please write a seriously scary story? And like, oh, sure, just like it can involve like a murder or something. And like, okay, sure, just don't go too overboard. and they literally called my parents afterward and told them about it, and they're like, Aaron, so what's with the story? And so first they were just telling my parents, because they were literally worried I was psychologically disturbed. They were seriously worried about that. I don't know whatever happened to that story though. I wish I could find it and read it, because I bet it was crappy, but it was still disturbing though. What was in it? Because that involved like the killer at the end. Like he's being fought by the main detective, and they're on like a gas truck and it's driving, and for some reason with no driver.
It's driving with no driver.
And he gets a knife out and he stabs the killer's hand onto the truck, so he's stuck there. And then he makes the car crash, and he jumps off the truck, and the thing blows up with the killer still on.
This sounds like a TV show.
That was the ending. That was the ending to the book. But it was really gruesome and stuff like that. They literally called my parents. It was hilarious. Oh my god. Did I tell you I was, did you ever go to BizTown?
What's that?
Okay, so those of you who don't know what BizTown is, he doesn't know either. It's where you go to this place. It's like a building. And
I thought it was my
Shut up.
I thought it was my toilet.
Anyway, it was a building, about a good sized building, and it involved how these it's like a little community for kids. You know, there's jobs you have to do, you get paid. Everyone has a job.
You get paid?
Yeah, you're not real money, but money you can use to buy stuff in the town from other stores that people work at and stuff. You know, so it's a whole town. There's a mayor for the town. You have to get that job. You literally for the first 2 weeks before, you have to learn about this place. You have to apply for a job. Learn about your job.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. So I applied for the DJ, and I got the job. For that's the radio station. I was the radio station for, so I had to play the music and crap. They had the worst music option, because back then I actually had a good taste in music, because that was actually pretty easy music back then. You know what I mean? In 5th grade, it was pretty easy music. So I was playing I already had a list of songs. Okay, this is what I'm gonna play in the morning. So I'm gonna play later. I have everything down. Okay, because I was told they had a good CD collection of stuff, because I was told they had CDs before. I don't know if they did or not, because my cousin was a DJ. He's like, oh yeah, they had all this stuff. You'll be fine. Don't worry. It's really easy. So I go to it, and what's it called? Oh, I got to do ads and stuff, and I would get free stuff from other businesses. They'd be like, okay, we'll give you this free hat, if you do this ad for us. And I'm like, sweet, I got all kinds of free stuff. It was the best job in the whole town. Anyway, so I had my music list ready. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do here? And I had another DJ with me too. But so first we were working at it, and I was doing my thing. And I look, and there's no CDs anymore. It's all on a computer, all the music.
Yeah.
And it was the worst music ever. It was bad music. There was not good music. So I'm like, I have to redo this whole thing. I have to redo my list and stuff, because I had to remake everything. Right. So I had to look through all the things. I was working my ass off trying to get music. And finally, when it was my break for the day, because you have 3 parts of the day. There's first part you either each part there's somebody who's off. There's people who are off, and so you have to have a person who can do your job for you while you're gone. And there's one. So mine was I was by myself the first part of the day. Second part of the day I was off, and second part of the day I had to work with my partner, and the third part of the day she was by herself.
Also, it was a girl.
It was a girl. So she
was this girl attractive?
No. She wasn't unattractive, but she wasn't it was 5th grade, dude. So anyway, so you get what I'm saying. First part, I did a decent job, from the crappy music that I had. I had to explain to everybody, dude, trust me, they didn't have it. Why didn't you play this song? Why did you go out? They didn't have it, trust me. I'd look for it. So they are saying I'm doing my job. I did a decent job the first part. Second part, she comes in. I'm trying to show her what to do. Okay, because I had to show her what to do, because someone had to show me what to do, and she was off for the first part of the day. So, and I'm like, okay, Yadi, her name was Yariseth something, and everyone called her Yadi. So I'm like, Yadi, this is what you have to do, okay? You have to pick it and do this, blah, 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 blah. And then she said, okay, I got this. And then I had to go on my break, and then I just hear the crappiest music. Not even just literally, one song she played, it wasn't even radio station music. She literally played this song where it was from Shrek. It was,
which one?
No, not the one that's a band played it. I mean, the fairy godmother sang it. She played that. I'm like, what are you doing?
How do you, Yachty?
I'm just like, what are you doing? You're doing an awful job. It was hilarious though. I got in the because there's a newspaper there too. There's a newspaper team, and they took photos and stuff. And I actually got to be in the photo. I got to be interviewed on the TV station that they're doing, because there's a TV in every building, every one of the little building things. A building is just another room, pretty much, and there's like a main
Yo, did you
room
see
in
that
the
the
middle.
sky changed it?
Nah, it's Jeff the Killer.
Pretty tight, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's like a main building in the middle, and there's like TVs in every room, which is supposed to be a building. And I got to be on the TV. They interviewed me because I was the main DJ, you know.
Yeah.
So they interviewed me and crap on my break. Not on my break. I think it was when I was working with her, so I left her by herself again. Anyway, but yeah, it was pretty fun. It was really fun.
That sounds tight,
Yeah,
bro.
it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Like,
You had to learn how to write checks and stuff in case there were some businesses who only took checks. Because some of them did only take checks, and some of them took like cash, like Biztown cash is what it was called, some crap like that. I don't know, but it was really fun. That was 5th grade.
Biztown cash.
Did you have any other 5th grade stories? I have one too. Or you gotta think of one while I tell it.
I didn't really have anything in 5th grade, bro. Like, 4th
Or is any elementary school stories, you know?
4th and 5th grade, when I was in Douglas. And Douglas, the only thing that sucks about Douglas, if you fart, by the next hour, everybody will know when you farted, the exact time, everything. Like, that's how small the town is. It spreads like wildfire.
Nice.
It goes horrible.
Just so y'all know, he doesn't literally mean that they know that you farted. It's a
It's
metaphor.
just a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
It's just... Like, I remember when I had asked out this one girl, by the next hour, everybody knew that I had asked her out.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That sounds like that would suck at the time.
Yeah, it would.
I remember my dad worked in Douglas. I think I was too little to remember anything, but yeah. I used to live there for like a few months and crap like that. Anyway, but what's it called? So 5th grade, because that was like the second to last week of school was that field trip to that place, and the last week of school was the final 5th grade field trip where we got to go to the bowling alley. You know what the bowling alley is, right? We went to go to that one by our school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, closest one pretty much. So we got to go there, and me and my friends, all my friends, we were all together. This is before I knew you guys, obviously, and we were just like, oh, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna all pitch in. We're gonna buy like a buffet of food because you get to buy food and stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And we bought tons of food. We got hot wings, pizza, sandwiches for some reason, just all kinds of crap. You know, we all paid for our own sodas and stuff. But yeah, we got fries, burgers, all these things. And we all shared too. I remember, I think I had to buy the pizza or something like that. We all agreed on what we were gonna buy.
Yeah.
And I remember this was the first time I had coffee. This is at this place because I saw there was coffee. Because before we went to the field trip, the teacher showed us the menu for the place so we can figure out what we wanted to get. And we're like, oh, I'm getting coffee because I saw it was on the menu. Like, I'm gonna try this because I'm away from my parents. I can try this, whatever. So I go there and I ask them, oh, can I have some coffee? And they're like, are you allowed to send me coffee? And they're like, are you allowed to have it? And I'm like, I stop for a second. I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay. I mean, it was obvious I was lying, but she really didn't give a shit. So she, what's it called? So she gives me my coffee. I drink it, and then, before that, I drank like a whole 44 ounce of root beer. Remember, I was a 10-year-old when this happened.
Yeah.
So 44 ounce root beer. I had a cup of coffee, and then I had Mountain Dew Code Red. I went back to school because there was still like 3 hours left of school when we got back. I was sitting at my desk. For those of you who can't see me, I'm tapping my foot and freaking out like some crackhead. I was hyper as crap. And luckily there was like a recess towards the end of the day. And when I got outside, I was just... Because all we played was tag at recess. That's all me and my friends would play. And we just went at it. I was crazy fast for some reason. I just wanted to get the energy out and stuff. It was weird. I don't know, that was a boring story though. Okay. I think we're done with elementary school, are we? Elementary school is kind of boring. I know a lot of stuff happened there. But when we got back to so middle school. I remember first day was when me and you met. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping you'd tell the story, but I guess not.
Oh, you want me to tell it?
Yeah, because I've been doing it all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is how it went. Well, from what I can remember. So, like, I had some long hair, like, I had the longest hair, like, I had the longest hair
like
in the
girl.
grade.
He looked
I looked
like
like
a
a girl, and I had the longest hair in the grade. Like, I had longer hair
Longer
than all
than
the girls.
the native girls, and they have long hair.
So it was like down to my knee, and I'm a pretty short guy, but either way, it was pretty long. But so I get to PE, and this guy, like when we get into the locker room, this guy, aka Aaron,
No, it was inside the gymnasium.
No, the gym. Like, he walks up to me and asks me if I was sure that I was a guy because of my hair. I was just like,
before I was in 6th grade, I was a major douche. Like, I wasn't like usually mean to people, but that time I was wanting to fit in. I was a little scared. So for some reason I went to the immediate panic where I was like,
Make fun of other people, make yourself seem cool. Make fun of other people, make yourself seem cool.
Make yourself seem cool. Suck it.
Anyway, and I'm just like, are you sure you're a guy?
And then so like, I kind of like.
What did you say though? I can't remember what you said.
I can't remember.
I just remember the look you
exact-
gave that.
Like,
yeah,
seriously?
Look you gave. Like, really,
Like,
dude,
really?
really, dude.
Seriously?
Really, seriously. You pulled a
Sound like Mr.
Scotty. You
Nazar.
pulled a Scotty.
I pulled a Scotty on you. Seriously.
Anyway, so I don't know what you said, but I remember I was like, okay. I was like, okay. But I remember like after that, dude, I don't know why we just started getting along, and then we just became friends after that. It was weird.
Yep. Story of my life, bruh.
Bruh. I don't know. What's another middle school story? What happened in middle school?
I have some insane middle school stories, but I'd rather not tell them to people on the internet. That'd be like for me to share with you.
That's a good plan. You got some dark, deep shiz. Like, remember your satanic ritual that you did? Remember that?
What?
Your satanic ritual where we had to get the blood of the innocent, and then we had to get the baby, and then we kind of messed up with the baby, and turns out we had a midget. You don't remember that?
No.
I have to admit, that midget was really high-voiced and really small. And hairless, too. God, seriously. He looked like he was a baby. He had the hair of a baby.
Baby hair.
Anyway.
Baby hair.
Anyway. No, what's it called, though? So, listen to those. You want to talk about Halloween? That was a long story. You want to talk about Halloween?
I don't care.
Okay, so Halloween. Halloween of last year, a.k.a. this year. Well, 8th grade.
Last Halloween.
8th grade, the last Halloween that we had, yeah. So, we were, so it was me, Chewy, Mason, and Cole. You guys remember Cole?
I thought Diego, too.
Was Diego, yeah, Diego, was Diego there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Diego, we call him D. So he was there. I don't think he was there.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, I remember he was there, yeah. I remember he was in our photo.
He was the one with that weird
He had the morphs. He had the morphs
looking
on.
thing.
Anyway, so first of all, we were going around the lake. There's this fancy neighborhood around our place. If you live by us or you know us, then you know what the lakes are, or lake shore. I don't know. Anyway, so we were going there. We were trick or treating because we wanted candy. I don't care. I don't care if it's a little kid thing. We want candy. So we go out there. And we're looking for bowls, where people leave their bowl out and they, please take one. So we go out and I remember we stop at this one house. And we didn't stop at a house. Mason, we're all walking down the street, and Mason just yells,
No.
"Bull!" It was
Mason and then
D.
D just ran.
Well, Mason yelled, "Bull!" And then they both started running, and then we started running, and they took all the candy.
Yeah, dude, they took the bowl.
They took the bowl out.
Yeah, and then they took it back out. And we're like, oh dang, and then ran back, put it up there, and ran.
I remember because our friend Cole gave us some airsoft guns for some reason. I don't know why we had airsoft guns.
So it was super heavy.
No, but I had my gun in my pocket, and I was running, and I remember it fell out. Well, I didn't notice it fell out, and then all of a sudden I hear this lady saying, "Are you stealing the candy?" That Russian lady.
Are you stealing the candy?
Are you stealing the candy? She's just yelling at us like she's a little kid next to her. She's like 45. No, not 45. 55, maybe, or early 60-year-old lady. She's like, "Are you stealing the candy? You should be ashamed of yourself." Talking like that. And that's when I realized, oh crap, I dropped my gun. So I run back, and I see the lady. She's yelling at us. She's just looking at. She's not even moving. I was afraid she was gonna come at me or something, like try to grab me or something. So I pick up the gun. I just start walking away, like trying to walk back to you guys, and I start running again. And she's just sitting there yelling the whole time. Are you stealing the candy? You should be ashamed of yourselves. That's all I remember her saying.
Dude, that was hilarious.
No, that's not even the main part of the night. That was just the beginning there. But Halloween was pretty awesome though. But
That was
so
a good
next,
Halloween.
ooh, we should probably. Are you sure we should say it out loud?
What?
The story.
No, doesn't matter.
Okay, she won't care because we're gonna get loud.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if you could hear us or not. So we were. This is what happened. Halloween. No, I see it. Asian persuasion. Anyway, so we went to what's it called? We went to our school, our middle school. I can't focus. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, you guys don't know, because the guys don't see what he's doing, but oh well. So.
Alright, so anyway, as I was saying, Halloween night. Jesus. So it was more later into the day. We were
Into the night.
later into the night, whatever.
And so, like, we had, like, basically finished, but we still wanted to hang out, so we, like, dropped off our candy and stuff at our friend Cole's house. And just went and walked around the school.
We wanted to sneak into the school, I remember that.
Yeah. But, like, as we're, like, checking it out, like, we're out the corner, we're, like, checking, seeing if anybody's on the roof, checking it out. And then we hear, like, something smash on the ground next to us.
No, that wasn't the first thing that happened. First we saw them. We're like, oh, okay. So there's guys on the roof already. So we're like, okay, we're not going to get on the roof, but let's get into the school anyway.
Let's try and find out what they're doing.
So we go into the school. We hop over the fence. First of all, it takes me forever. So we hop into there, and we get in, and we're just walking around. And first of all, our friend Mason. So we get to this corner, and Mason goes to check it out, and he's like, and he just for some reason he yells, "Dude, teacher, teacher!" And then we start running. We're running around. We're running full speed. We're wearing masks too, because our school has cameras. So we're wearing our masks.
Yeah, we all have masks on.
So we're running, and all of a sudden he's like, "Ah, you idiots!" He's all laughing his ass off, and we're like, "Yeah, you idiots! I'll just mess with you." And I'm like, "Wow, you asshole!" So we're like, whatever. So we go back to the thing. We go around this side of the school by this big like I want to say courtyard, but what is the outside part? The side of the school where the sixth graders hang out.
Yeah, it's a courtyard.
It's a courtyard? Well, it's a courtyard pretty much. It's like a big, long, narrow courtyard thing, though. And it goes like, it goes from the front of the school to the back of the school. And you could run down. It's a straight thing. So so we're going around the corner on the front part of the school. And we're looking, and again, Mason goes to check it out. And we hear him yelling. And we're like, oh, not again. Really, dude? And he's like, they're throwing eggs. They're throwing eggs. He yells it. So we start running. So we don't start running yet. We see him turn around the corner, and then we see the eggs coming.
Yeah. So then we start.
And then we start running. This is a good distance run. It's like it felt like we were running for a while, but really it wasn't that long. So we're running.
So
and
we like
literally it felt like a war zone because like there were eggs. It felt like there were like a million of them throwing eggs at us. There were only like 4 of them, but like they were managing to catch up to us like the whole way we were running until we got to the end. They were able to hit right next to us with eggs. I didn't get hit though. You got hit on your shoe, really, but it splattered onto your someone's shoe. I can't remember who it was.
And then so like we decide to chill until they come down to talk to the people. So Aaron chills up in a tree.
Well, you're making it seem like I was just chilling in a tree. No, well, you guys have me as a lookout, just to keep watch on them, see if I can find them.
To see where they are. And then it was me.
The rest of you went
Cole.
Yeah, you guys went
together on the fence, chilling next to you, and then
not next to me, but you were on the other side of the wall. That wasn't really a fence; it was a wall.
And Mason went to go and like
check it out.
Try to talk.
Really
to
check
them.
it out.
And then so like they started throwing stuff at D and Aaron, and so me and Cole like go to the middle of the field and leave you alone. And then like so we're like trying to talk to the people.
You mean D and Mason?
What?
You said they started throwing stuff at D and Aaron. You mean D and Mason?
Yeah.
Okay, you said D and
But anyway, like so, me and Cole go to the middle of the field, and so we're like trying to talk to them, and then we just hear you start yelling, and so like I'm tripping out. I'm looking at him like, yo, what are we doing? And then I noticed that I hear the word eggs coming out of your mouth. So I like start running, and I tell Cole to run, and then I told Cole to get Mason and D. So like we're all just running after you, and we're like, what happened? And then y'all like, these guys in a truck.
Just tell me. Just tell them what you saw though, and I'll tell.
All I see you is like soaked in what looks like, honestly, like some cum looking stuff.
Yellow cum.
Yellow cum.
I was soaked in yellow cum. So what happened was I was in the tree and I was watching, and these guys park their truck like away. It's not right next to me, but it's a good way where I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. And they get out, they start talking to each other. They're not really minding me. They're just like talking to each other. Like I just thought they were normal teenagers. And I'm looking at school, and they walk up to me and they're like, hey, or something like, oh, do you see the guys egging up there? I'm like, oh yeah, we're trying to find him, trying to talk to him or something. And then he's like, oh yeah, what's it called? Yeah, they threw eggs at us too.
One last lonely girl. Hey, don't hang on to me.
Nice.
Mom, can you hurry up?
1 second.
Hurry up and what?
Go back to your room.
Why, are you guys talking about porn?
Yes,
Yes.
Mom. We're talking about delicious, very uncensored porn. I swear to God, you can.
1 second.
One last lonely girl.
Don't sing with her.
Sing with her if I want to.
Leave the bees alone. Hold on, I'm not done.
Just call me the
I'll be
Beebs.
outside real quick.
She just call me the Beebs.
She didn't call you the Beebs. The songs that she was singing were by
Okay.
Justin Bieber.
Well, whatever.
One less long ago.
Okay.
Have to go take a picture.
So.
So, you know.
No, but anyway, so what's it called? Alright, so they were like, oh yeah, they were throwing eggs at us too, and I'm like, oh, were you, was your friend the one who called him like faggot? We're like, oh, you faggots. I'm like, nah, yeah, he's like, oh, were you the one who called him? We're like, oh, faggots. I'm like, no, that was my friend. And I was like, oh, okay. So he walks to his car. They start talking to each other again. I just whatever. I start looking for him again, and all of a sudden I see 3 of them hop out of the truck, and they start walking towards me. I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to get jumped for some reason. And then I see they pull out cartons of eggs.
Hey, one less lonely girl.
The house is full of them now.
Hasn't gone to the shallow end yet. The Mac.
Continue.
Okay, so I see them pull out just cartons of eggs, and I'm like, oh crap. And so I just think, oh shit.
And
And it's oh shit. And then they pull out the eggs and they start throwing them at me. They pelt me with eggs. I'm in the tree. For some reason, I couldn't jump out. I just think, okay, hold on to the tree. Don't jump out for some reason. That's what ran through my head. So they're hitting me with eggs. It literally feels like you're hit with a rock that explodes into a water balloon.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
Hurt.
It doesn't hurt as much, but it's still like ow.
It's a little like ow.
It's ow. So they hit me with eggs, and what's it called?
But while you were getting hit, you're like calling for us.
I'm like, I'm yelling. I'm like, you motherfuckers, I'm yelling that, and then they get back in their truck and they drive off. I climb out of the tree. I'm like, fuck, Chewy, Mason.
And then so I just start
and I'm
running.
walking. I'm just covering eggs. I'm walking. I walk around the corner, around the wall, and you guys see me. I'm like,
but my first reaction, instead of asking if he was okay,
was laughing.
Is laughing.
I know. I was like, fuck, they hit me with eggs. Fuckers, stop laughing. So then they drive by again, and our friend Mason says,
decides to be stupid.
What does he yell? He's like, hey, you motherfuckers.
Like, you forgot us or
No,
something.
he didn't say it. He's like, oh, you motherfuckers. No, he's like, oh, so it was you motherfuckers. He's like, you motherfuckers.
And then they just go.
They stop the car and they're like,
And start backing
oh,
up, so we
shit.
just run to close. We're just like running as fast as
luckily,
we can.
all that happens is that one egg gets chucked and it misses us. Luckily, that was all that
Yeah.
happened.
But then you get to hear what me and Mason had to go through when we were walking home.
Oh, no, wait.
Because
what?
you got drove home and D got picked up.
No,
remember?
I didn't get drove home. I had to walk home.
Well, yeah, but we went halfway with
What are
you.
you talking about? Mason went to my house, and I think you had to walk home. No, you didn't. You got picked up. You guys went to my house. What are you talking about? I remember,
Yeah, I
that.
remember
My
when
mom
we-
had dropped off Mason, and you got picked up from my house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were with each other when this happened. So we had to sneak our way because the guys were driving
They
around
just
trying to
kept
find us.
driving around like.
They were looking. You could tell by the way they're driving and the way they're like, just the way they're acting, that they were looking for us.
So we go to Cole's house. Then we were all like, "Alright, Cole, peace out." And so like they passed by, so we start running down the street. We run as fast as we can down the street.
And we get to a point where we lose them, and we're
No,
literally
like we like cross the street and like we look to the right and the truck's down there. So we run even faster through the school.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, we had to run through the school, and then we had to sneak our way. We were like trying to sneak our way, like walking through the school instead of on the sidewalk and stuff. We were trying to get through there to get to my house, which is a walk. You know, you could walk there, but because they were scoping around that whole area, so we had to run stuff and stop, hide, and then run again. You know, finally we got to my house, and I thought my parents were gonna be all mad and whatever, like, oh, you got egged, fuck, we're calling the cops. You know, they were like those kind of people, and so. And my mom's outside, and she's like, what happened to you? I'm like, I got egged. And she starts laughing. She started just like laughing, like, you got egged.
I was laughing too.
I know, yeah, I thought my mom would be like, ah. No, it was pretty funny though. Oh man, it was pretty funny. That was a funny Halloween.
That was a great Halloween, bro.
He spelled material wrong.
What?
Material on the end, next to abandon on the second page.
Abandoned. Oh yeah.
Spelled material wrong. Anyway, we're looking at a
Call of
video game.
Duty 2.
Yeah, thing, loading page. Anyway, what else happened that we could talk about during your school year?
I don't know, nothing really. I think that's kind of it. And we've already gone over like 30 minutes.
We have talked about a lot of stuff, actually.
And we've already gone over like 30 minutes, so I think that's a pretty good podcast.
Okay, well, we gotta do an outro song too, so.
Hurry up and do your outro.
Angry teens, yes, we're going away now. I can't remember how the outro went. We're going away now, so, fuck you in the butt here. Bye.